Why is this guy riding like he's in the Giro d'Italia? He's boxing me in.
Mate, that's Henk Vogels. He rode in the Giro.
That's right, we're riding with former pro cyclist Henk Vogels. This ride literally has it all. It's a Sunshine Coast chop ride that doesn't mess about. We're talking massive watts, new heart rate highs, and hard, fast turns. This is the grind.
Morning. It wouldn't be a trip to Queensland without a chop ride, which is probably my favourite ride I do up here. Probably favourite ride I've actually done in riding in general. So we're going over to the grind. Started out as a little rookie who could pretty much only hold on to B grade. Now, made my way up to A grade. Can actually roll turns with the big boys. So pretty stoked to see how far I've come in just a year of cycling. Now, I guess you could say there's pros and negatives to today. So pros are, there's going to be no pros there because they're all down at Tour Down Under in Adelaide. Negatives, probably not as hard a push, but a few of the Lockmor boys are apparently coming along. So still will be a big cracking day out on the bike.
This will be the fourth installment I've done of videos on the grind, and I wanted to break down the profile of the ride. So as you can see there, it starts from about 22 kilometers in. It is relatively flat majority of the way. There are a few pinches, but nothing too major. It is a 37 kilometer route, and it took approximately 49 minutes and 49 seconds on this day, with an average kilometers per hour of 44.8 k's per hour on that segment. Now, we did actually have to stop at a few red lights, and Strawber tax means that it continues running through the reds, so we probably were going quite a bit faster than this, and I would have said maybe 48 kilometers per hour for the entirety of the ride.
It feels quite cool today. It's a nice temperature. It's not overly hot. It's actually meant to rain later in the day, so give me a bit of a little forewarning for that.
Coming down that hill a few moments ago is actually where the Strawber segment starts. Now, it's the lead up to the big roundabout where you have A grade go left and B grade go right. Coming through this area, typically you're not doing many watts and it's usually pretty chilled. However, today it was a different story, and I don't know what was in the air, but something was going on. In front of me at the moment is former pro cyclist Henk Vogels, so he's riding on a yellow Factor. Keep an eye out in the video and you'll probably see him later on. Today was awfully surgy, so I'm doing 900 watts just coming out of that roundabout back there, and at this point in the ride I was a bit scared actually. I thought I was going to lose the wheel here and not make it through, but I managed to push through and catch back up to the group with a big effort that pretty much put me in the box. After those big efforts before, I decided I would sit in for a little bit and recoup my energy. At this point, I had recouped my energy, so I thought, let's do a turn on the front. However, I did not expect to do a 35-second turn on the front, and I was really hoping someone would roll through, especially considering I'm doing around 400 watts on the front. Now, Deon actually does roll through in a moment. He's a former pro cyclist himself, rode in Asia and over in Europe for UCI teams. When he comes through here, I was like, oh, this is my moment to sit on his wheel. However, unfortunately, I got stitched up and I got boxed out. Now, I was back on this other bloke's wheel and I was doing around 600 watts just to stay with the group. So really on the limiter here, my heart rate doesn't show it, but I thought I was going to get dropped. I thought at this point in the ride, why not do a cheeky little attack and, hold a mere 700 watts for 20 seconds and see how my heart rate turns out. Well, it didn't turn out very well, and it went from 160 beats a minute to 174, which was actually a new all-time high for my heart rate, and I've never seen it this high on the bike. So I guess you could say,
you dumb bastard.
Anyway, we come over that little riser and we've got a slight decline down towards the industrial area. This bloke actually somehow managed to suck onto my wheel and then flew past me. So I'm putting out some efforts here to try and close the gap with my heart rate sitting back down at 160. It's nice and steadied out now. And I do manage to get onto this guy's wheel, and then I get a little bit of freewheeling action, which was quite nice to recover the legs. At this point in the ride, we've just finished up doing the industrial area loop. We've got Ben out the front here trying to close a gap to two people who are out in front of him. I'm not sure if they were a breakaway or not, but I roll through here on Ben's shoulder, and then we have Deon and a few of the other guys roll through in a moment, and we do manage to close the gap down to them, and then we're all rolling turns again, coming back down onto the motorway. The entry and the exit to the industrial area both are pretty spicy. However, through the center of the industrial area, the little loop, you've probably got a couple minutes where you can recover your legs, and I would suggest doing this because as you come out of the industrial area, there is a little pinch where you have to do 800 or 700 watts for maybe 10-15 seconds, and this is where a lot of people struggle to hold on. And if you don't hold on, you'll be riding back to Mooloolaba by yourself. Obviously in my intro video I mentioned that I felt boxed in at this point and I had riders either side of me. As you can tell, I did have riders either side of me. Henk Vogels was on my left and then there were some other cyclists passing through on the right. Now typically in a ride like this it would be two abreast and you wouldn't have riders either side of you. However, I somehow managed to get myself into a pickle and I was boxed in all around, which is not usual for a group ride. However, in a ride like the Giro, you would find that that is pretty common. And if you watch the Tour de France, you would see that there's people literally all around them all the time. just on my turn on the front and this other cyclist pulls through. Now Nick is on my right. Nick should typically be pushing to the front, and if he's on limiter he might be struggling, but Nick did turn to me and tried to box me out. And I said to Nick, look mate, you're pushing to the front or you're going behind me, because I'm not losing this guy's wheel. I'd learned from my mistakes earlier and I wasn't going to be put in that position again. This group ride finishes like any fast group ride should, and that's with a sprint finish. Henk comes past me on the right here and he points to Deon and he says, you need to sit on Deon's wheel. I said, Deon's too strong for me and I'm not going to be able to chase his wheel up this little incline. And the boys probably put out around 800 watts for 20 seconds up here, and I did not have that left in the tank after today's efforts.
Out of gas. It was hot. No pros, but fucking hell, those Lockmor boys can pull some turns. Finished up on 37.4, 60 Ks. Man, my legs are hurting. Hey, I'm big enough? Alright. It's tricky. Where you boys going for coffee?
Columbia.
Nah, you did some fucking turns today, they were brutal. Brutal.
Good riding, Max.
Heading to Columbia for coffee. Just up here.
My proudest one is I got the KOM from the Sunshine Beach roundabout to the skate park up here. The whole coast road from north to south. Like 8,000 plus people have done it, and you just got to get everything right.
So I'm just on my way out to Perigian. We're heading in that direction, 84 Ks in. Did an extra 20 Ks with Deon from Lockmor Racing. Man, he's got some stories to tell. So I said to him, would he be interested in doing an interview? Because I didn't realize he used to race in Asia, race in Europe, was with some Conti teams. The Lockmor boys apparently loving the videos, so shout out you boys. Thanks for the hospitality and all being so friendly. You're absolute legends. And I'll catch you in some more rides. Yeah, we're just heading towards Perigian. I want to get around 100 Ks so we can clock over 400 for the week again. Home now, did 112 Ks and heading inside.
Hello. Little guy wants a rub. Oh yeah, you want a kiss. So my Garmin finally uploaded the ride. Grind route for A grade was 296 watts, 49 minutes, 49 seconds, and 44.8 kilometers per hour average. Pretty hot, pretty solid chop this morning. Anyway, that is it. Thank you everyone who's been enjoying the videos. Apparently there's 11,000 of you who are returning viewers but aren't subscribed. If you're enjoying the content, it'd be awesome if you could subscribe, like the video, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.